Hello friends, this is Sharmi with the Amateur Gardener. I'm here to do a June garden tour today. Let's take you along. There are a few things that have been new, a few things that have been blooming, and there are a few plants that I got recently that I want to share with y'all. And then I do want to share with you my hibiscus. Hopefully they are blooming. I haven't seen them yet before the garden tour. So without much talking, let's take you along and see how they are doing. Okay. So this is my shade garden bed. I did post a video already about this. This is the Clematis paniculata that I planted yesterday. This is going to grow up on this trellis. This trellis has been here for a while, but I didn't have a plant on it. Also, just trying to show you my shade garden from this angle. These are my hydrangeas. Some of the blooms are a little bit older, but then I have newer blooms too, and have a new ones coming as well, which I can show you from the other side. And then, as you can see, I have garden umbrellas here, and that is in spite of my awning. So that is to create extra shade in the some of the hours that I do need it. Okay. And these umbrellas, I used them last year. They lasted for me this year. You can get them for 20 bucks at Costco in the season. So pretty easy way to create extra shade if you need to. I did get this flamethrower redbud from mrmaple.com, and I plan to plant it somewhere. I love redbuds, and I love redbuds of different colors, like variegations. So that's where it is. That's my ginger. Actually, I shouldn't say my ginger. It's my husband's ginger. And he also planted it in ground somewhere. This is another of my bird of paradise. I have one in ground already. So I'll get it planted soon. I got another of the colored gingers. So this is it's pink, but it's very pale pink with little um, edges being like magenta-ish. So I like the color. It's different than what I have. Okay. And at last, I have finished all of my um seedlings. Yesterday, I planted some of my zinnias, and they are the last ones. I have some lettuce that's self-seeded, so I just planted them here, and this is some stock, which I planted late. This is my hydrangea bed. You can see some of the blooms are a little old, but then there I have new blooms as well, and the blooms keep coming. So because I have a lot of heads here, and this is going to surely have blooms. Some of them are just starting, some of them are aged. These are some of the fresher blooms. I leave the greenish looking blooms for as long as I can. I don't mind them. They look pretty nice to me, and I leave those blooms as long as they don't completely wither away. Oh, I can see fresh blooms in that area too. I have a hosta there that is starting to flower. I have some what is it called? Impatiens. The impatiens are also getting to flower. The monstera is trying to poke up his head. This area is very, very full. And luckily, once it's full, I don't have to pull up weeds. I have some mahogany splendor hibiscus seedlings, 4 of them, and a sedum there that I still have to plant. Okay. This is one of my hibiscus, and there is another hydrangea there. This hydrangea suffered a lot of damage when we did our roof. The roofers actually put ladder right through the middle of my hydrangea here, which wasn't great. Oh, I see irises coming up again. The yellow iris, and that's another hibiscus. This hibiscus has been there for a while. Oh, I planted this plant. This is a sugar shack button bush. I don't expect a lot from it this year, other than it to get well rooted. And then I planted a clematis there, for this trellis, and that clematis is blooming. This is Clematis jackmanii. That's the flower. Give it a good look. That's the flower for Clematis jackmanii. Have some oriental lilies that are blooming here. Kind of the tail end of their blooms. This is how they look. I have another ginger here. I had a huge clump of this. It's again getting that much, but what happened was we built our pool in this area, and the pool equipment kind of had to get rid of most of it. But a little bit of it survived and it's coming back. Okay, turning around. 1 second. This is a little bed under this crepe myrtle tree. Has two roses. One is a ponton, Ray ponton rose, and one is a Savannah rose. But behind it, I have an oak leaf hydrangea. This is Ellen Huff, doing awesome. Like leaves are great. Blooms a little bit later than usual. I don't see any blooms yet, but it's not burnt, and the tips are looking like so fresh. Not a single sign of what is it called, fungus spot. So that's one, looking better than last previous year. And then let me show you, I have some lilies here that are coming up. I think two here, there should be another one there. Yeah, this is a kaleidoscope abellia. This one is doing pretty well here, it's getting well established. And this one is a Japanese maple. This is a batwing Japanese maple, Kamisaka nishiki. And then I have it bordered with boxwoods that are looking really green and fresh. Okay, coming down here, this is my corner with the Japanese maple. This is a coral bark Japanese maple or sangokaku. Its fresher stems are more reddish, but it looks really good. This area gets no more than about maybe 2 to 3 hours of sun, and that's it. Oh, now that I am making a tour, I can see some Torania that's self-seeded here. I'm definitely going to use it and plant it along the border. This is Tiny Tough Stuff Aha. It does show some signs of chlorosis or iron deficiency. It has already bloomed, has some of the leftover blooms. I don't know if it's going to bloom again. I think it's reblooming, but we'll see. I have a Cleome there. And then this is one of my orange trees, actually my only Satsuma orange. Oh God, I don't want it here. So this is hang on, let me tell you what it is. It is Arctic Frost Satsuma. Let me loosen the tag a little bit so that it doesn't. Yeah, Arctic Frost Satsuma. And this one is one of my veggie vines. This one is Ridge Gourd. You can see several of them hanging there. It'll get a lot bigger. We're already going to cook it today. I already harvested lots bit earlier this week. This is one of my hibiscus. This one is a Midnight Marvel hibiscus. The flower is extremely large. It's not fully opened yet. It's kind of 7:30 in the morning, so it's kind of a little early for it. Needs a little more sun. This one has been here for 5 years. So you can see there are flowers there. There's another one there. It blooms profusely throughout the season. Oh, I can see a Cleome that's self-seeded there. I'm going to probably take it and plant it somewhere else. This is another of my bitter gourds. This is the long variety, This one self-seeded. I think I see one there and I see two more here. So let this grow. These are my long beans. We get profusely from this, and this is my bitter gourd. I harvested a lot from it yesterday, and okay, we have some cauliflower here. I'm not sure it's going to go get to anything, but we had them left over on the beds, and we had to empty the beds for summer crops, so I just planted them here. It's okay. This is Edgeworthia. I think there's a branch at the bottom as well. These are my onion beds, and those are my tomatoes, my um, indeterminate tomatoes. Okay. Okay. This is one of my limelight hydrangeas. You can see them here. It is my most prolifically blooming limelight hydrangea. By 9 o'clock, it should get sun, I think. We'll come back and take a look. But right now, it's in shade of the shed right here, but it should be in sun very soon. So you can see the size of the blooms. This is my hand. The blooms are far larger. So there, every single head will have a bloom. I have some Angelonia planted, but these Angelonia were planted at least, this is the third year. They keep coming back. I do cut them back to the ground around like November, December, but then they come back. Of course, I love foxtail fern, and I put them wherever I can. You can see the Angelonia in the back. Still kept the kale, still looking okay. Okay, this is more Angelonia. I think there's one in between that got engulfed by the roses. Do have a red bud in there. That one is Golden Falls red bud. I might have to getting in quite a bit of shade. I think I may have to, I don't know. Either I have to cut back the roses or I may have to do something to open it up. It needs a little more sun. It does get some sun, but I don't know. We'll have to see. It's okay. It's okay for now. I don't see chlorosis or anything. It's a weeping red bud. This one is Chinese snowball viburnum. I'm trying to get it to bloom. I only saw blooms like last year, a couple of mop heads. This one, if it doesn't perform, it may be out its way. This one is an Eden climbing rose. Bloomed very beautifully for me in spring. Now it's just getting like extra blooms here and there. This is one of my plum trees. It's huge. It's another one that gives me shade. This is also my huge magnolia tree. This one's at least like 30 feet high now. Does cast a lot of shade, and I have a little shade garden here which gets a tiny bit of morning sun, but that's it. So I have some Peruvian lily here, some hostas. I have an elephant ear there. I think that's an alocasia. I have a Rhodeo japonica, a small one there, and then I have planted the back with one Edgeworthia, three of some Japanese anemone. I want them to take over, and some cast iron plant. I did use creeping phlox as my ground cover. This is my other like nearly complete shade garden. Gets a little bit of tangential like morningish sun. There's a camellia there and another camellia that at that edge. These are all both Camellia sasanquas. So they kind of flower in late fall. This is a lot of carex that I planted. I think this is Eversheen carex, and they are doing awesome. I do have several hostas here. I do have Heucherella that is doing fine, and this is my Big Daddy hydrangea. It has a few blooms and then some aged blooms, and then it has a lot of blooms that should be coming up soon. And then I planted another hydrangea here. This one is the original hydrangea by Endless Summer. Has a bloom coming up here, and I'm sure there'll be many more here. I do have some hellebores here and there. They will take a few years to mature. Oh, there's a Pieris as well. That should also take a couple more years at least to mature. Okay. This is another of my beds. We call this the Palm Island bed because this has like 6 tall palms. I have the front of this side with Brigadoon St. John's wort, using it mainly as a ground cover. And just for added color, I added some pentas in between. They're looking okay. And then this one is Estrelita. I love this plant. It produces flowers like all from like maybe late March to, I don't know, to the first frost. This one, it looks a little droopy here because we dragged the hose inadvertently, but it'll be okay. This is a bloom and it blooms like profusely. Okay, I have some foxtail ferns surrounding both my windmill palms. I have 2 of them in 2 corners. Okay, taking it to the back. This is a Bobo hydrangea. That is in almost full sun. I have a butterfly bush in between and have another Bobo here. I don't see flower buds yet, but I'm expecting flowers. We'll see. These are some of my potatoes that are almost ending their life, so we should be harvesting soon. In the middle, I have these 2 pindo palms. There's one here, and there's a far taller one here. I don't know why one is taller than the other, but this one's doing an awesome job of catching up. We do have to cut off some of the lower branches. Okay, this one is an Althea or Rose of Sharon. I think it's the purple pillar or something like that from Proven Winners. Another one here. I have a smaller one here, but there is a Chicago palm fig that's kind of taking up space. I did plant an elderberry there, and I'll put the name up. I always wanted one elderberry. It kind of grows really big and is an awesome filler for the back of the waterfall. So I planted one there. I do have to cut back some of these leaves, but that is grown considerably from where I planted it. So I do have some mallow hibiscus here and there. Some are blooming like that, but I'm okay with those. And there's some, they self-seed pretty readily, so that's the part I don't like so much, but I pull it out what I don't want. I have some Achillea or yarrow here. They're whitish pink variety, kind of like this. I don't mind it. It's a nice filler. I have to pull out less weeds. These are my tomato beds. There's a huge raised bed full of tomatoes. Okay, this is my pepper bed. These are mostly all banana peppers and jalapenos. I think I have 2 um, bell peppers as well, which I didn't intend to plant, but it's there. These are all my pepper plants. These are jalapenos. Oh yes. So here. You can see jalapenos in here. These are more banana peppers, and these are pepper plants. These are just bell peppers. They are coloring up now. So these should be ready. We can actually pick them today. These are, I think, red ones. They're starting to get some color. I think we have some purple ones here. These are some more. And we have some more here. We have some variegated peppers as well, like those. The pepper as well as the plant, both are variegated. I like it. Like that one is the plant. And that's more peppers. Mostly bell peppers here. Actually, all bell peppers here. Okay, my um, Peggy Martin rose here. It is going crazy. And right next to it, we have the what is it called? The windmill palm. That has grown at least like, I don't know, 8, 9 feet now. I got it as in a 3-gallon pot when 2021, I believe. This is Miss Molly. I'll have to do some deadheading. And then I have another Bobo hydrangea here with the, I think this is one of the proven winners, Supertunias. I don't do any fertilization or anything here. It decided to um, survive the freeze, and it's living its life. I have hanging baskets there. They have Supertunia Bordeaux. And this is another of my sedum. I don't think this is Autumn Joy. I'll put up the name. This area has the Sunshine Ligastrum, which looks really pretty. And those are my hanging baskets again. I have 3 of them, all containing Supertunia Hoopla Vivid Orchid, and those are beautiful. I'll give you another look from the other angle. This is a rose here that is doing pretty well. This one is the Generous Gardener. I wanted to go above this, use this trellis. I have to do some hooking up here. It flowered quite a bit. Right now it doesn't have anything. So, and then that's my persimmon tree. It does have some fruit. It's a constant fight with the critters here that take some of it, and I get some. I have some creeping phlox here, and this is an awesome area for creeping phlox in the front. And then this is Proven Winner's Petite Pink Rose. It flowers nonstop, heat or cold or whatever it is. It'll flower till at least December if you don't get a cold snap. This is a bottle gourd plant. I think not a plant. I think I have like 3 here. They're just starting to pick up. This is my smoke bush or smoke tree. And these are purple fountain grass. I want it to be like a more like a hedge or more like a barrier here. This is my tree farm limelight hydrangea. Lots and lots of buds showing up now. This is my dahlia bed that is just starting to look nicer. So you can see some flowers there. There's another flowers there. Just starting to look nicer. They are super heavy feeders for water. Okay, so hopefully I'll be successful this year. Pray for me. This is after a long time that I'm doing dahlias, especially in a raised garden situation like this. This is my triangle bed. I planted the zinnias yesterday from seedlings, and then this is how the rest of the bed looks. This is one of the dawn series of roses that I have. This one is Awakening. I have a new dawn on next to the shed. These roses flower no matter what, whether it's hot or whether it's like until frost. It doesn't matter. It still flowers. I have lots and lots of flowers. This one is my Viva Polonia clematis. These are the seed heads. I love even the seed heads. They look so cute. And then next year, I expect a lot of blooms because these bloom on old growth, and I have so much growth this year. This is reached like 7 feet tall now, and I expect blooms on all of these next year. So it should be beautiful. Giving you a look from the outside, that is my one of my, these are several of my roses. I forget the names, but this one I believe is Valentine's Crush. I can see a bloom today. And that one is Lilac Crush. I'll show you blooms from the other side. These asters just finished blooming and they were like purplish colored, looked awesome. I have an Achillea here, some Coreopsis that I don't care much about. I do have some, you can think of it as ground cover as well. Lamb's ear, some here as well. I do have to come and weed this area. This is my whole big patch of salvia. This is a rock and plain, the blue salvia. It's at least 4 feet tall now. Some daylilies here and there. My apple tree produced a lot of apples. Still have a few here and there. But the tree itself has to be straightened up. It kind of bent forward from the weight of the apples. This is Molino, finished blooming. This is the Lady of Shalott. Still has some blooms. I have some blooms here as well. The Graham Thomas is blooming as well at the back. This one is Bliss Perfuma. Love the blooms. I did plant salvia. This is one plant and it grows beautiful. It's a purple salvia. And then this side, I had salvia as well as, oh, it's in the back. This one did not flower this year. That is due to my pruning. I am going to leave the branches alone. I'm probably going to twine them nicely above on using the trellis. And this is a Madame Plantier. I want to get blooms next year. And this one is Baron Prevost. Looks awesome, even in this heat of the summer. There's more there. Okay, let me show you again. The roses, they bloom sporadically throughout the summer. Let me get into the bed. These are my okras in this raised bed. Have a lot of them. And then that's Joe Pye weed. It comes back from seed every year. I may plant some more here to thicken it up. Oh, there are some okras that are ready to pull out that I probably missed. This is my last tomato patch that I planted. This will probably take a little while. I expect tomatoes in the fall from this patch. These are my cucumbers. We planted one here. Oh God, I can see one here. That is kind of here. If you take a look through it, it's gone through. Let me show you from the other side. We harvested yesterday, just missed some. So there's one cucumber there. That's how the plant looks. This is mostly eggplants. And you can see eggplants here. It's all cherry tomatoes. This is an experiment that I've been doing. It's pointed gourd. It's another gourd. We are vegetarians, so we do have a lot of vegetables. So these have, I'm growing this from seeds from grocery vegetables. So this plant is kind of special because its male and female are separate on separate plants. So I planted one plant, one seed took. Its germination rate is also not that great, and of course it may be because it's from the grocery store. But I planted one a couple of years ago, and that turned out to be a male. Grew prolifically, but didn't flower, of course, didn't fruit. Then last year I planted some extra, and then they survived the winter, and they have come back. They usually fruit the next year onwards, and you can keep them for a few years. So this one has definitely one male, but the rest I'm hoping I at least have one female in them so that I get some fruit. We'll see. This is my, oh, that's a Verbena bonariensis that's self-seeded. I got tired of them. Okay, I have some blueberries there. I have a blueberry here as well. I don't want my apple, I don't want my sweet potato to grow on my blueberry. No, that's not allowed. No, that's not, definitely not allowed. You have all the space here to grow. Okay, so this is sweet potatoes. These are from little, uh, like tiny sweet potatoes that weren't even worth enough to eat from last year's harvest that I planted here. And there are two varieties in here. I'll post the two names. One's a Japanese one, and one's, I think, Beard something. But I'll put the names up online. There are two different varieties in here. Um, I have another fig here. This is Turkey brown fig. This bed also has eggplants. This were also planted last, so much later. Okay, on this side, I have a couple of blueberries, but this is mostly like perennials here. Lots of Agastaki or anise. There's a golden colored here. There's a purple colored one there. And then I have Coreopsis. Let me go there. So the blue one here, let me show you from this angle. This bed is definitely empty. That's Coreopsis. I think it's Midnight Coreopsis. This one is Pink Beard or Pink something Coreopsis. And this is not flowering now, but this one is Lilac Crush. Beautiful. That one is flowering. That's Spinderella. Okay. This is my Zephyrin drone, growing pretty tall. And this one is, I don't have any flower. Oh no, I do have flowers. There. And let me show you my hibiscus here. This one is the Valentine's Crush. Huge flower. It flowers quite a bit. And this one is the, I'll have to read up the name. This is the, I think this is the Lilac Crush. I'll have to see. I have three of them. And then I have a berry awesome that is just leafing out. Hibiscus is kind of crazy. It's the last one to leaf out. This one is a grape, but it's the razzmatazz grape. I planted it last fall, end of last fall. Okay, this is the grape tree that was fully covered, that fully covered this vine here, and I cut it every single branch and leaf back except for the root because of webworm infestation. So some areas got infested, so all I did was I came here, I cut back, took out all the leaves, completely defoliated it. But now it's growing back. From all the nodes, I can see new leaves coming out, and it's so much more manageable. That is the Spinderella hibiscus. I have hollyhocks planted at the back. This one is eggplant. These are the these are a couple of eggplants that I seeded this year, but this one is something that I overwintered, and you can see there's so much ahead. You can see eggplants there, you can see eggplants here, here, so it's all over. So this year too, you can bet that I'll be overwintering some stuff. This is some of my peppers. These are, I think, mostly bell peppers. We'll have to see. I can see bell peppers here, bell pepper there. I can see long chilies here. Oh, this one is so pretty. Definitely goes on my plate today. Some more peppers here, and these are some more peppers. These are the ones that I last planted in like towards the end of May or early June even. This is my strawberry bed. This year at least we have been eating strawberries because thanks to this wonderful cage, the critters have not been able to get hold of it. Okay, giving you a look from this side. We have some roses here, quite a few of them. It's the other side of the roses. So you can see the petite pink. This is the Madame Plantier with no flowers. This one is the burgundy iceberg rose. And then I have some Gara here and there. These plants have all grown much sized up. So this is sedum. These are all the autumn joy sedums here. These are not proven winners. These are just regular autumn joy sedums. And since they don't get as much sun, they're under the canopy of the roses. So you can see that they don't have buds yet, but believe me, they will. Okay, let me come out of this way. I have a frost-proof gardenia here that decided to root itself here in the path. I just left it. And then I have boxwoods edging the bed. Let me show you that side first. Starting from the other side of my okras. That one is a Barbados cherry, which we got as a free plant at a plant giveaway this year. We'll see how it does. That's some Holy Grail hibiscus, no buds today. Some lots and lots of salvia. I have a lot of rudbeckia there, and then this side I have a lot of echinacea. I have some Sasanqua camellias. So there's one there. I think one is October Magic. Let me show you. Yeah, there. And there's another one there. And I planted this one. This is the one of the Monrovia's plant. This is a bird of paradise, the yellow one. I have a red one, which you probably saw at the beginning of the video. And that I'm going to plant. I'm going to look for a location where I can plant it. Okay. I do have to cut back some of the salvia and they will all flush out. This is another peach tree. This is a dwarf one. And then I have Rose of Sharon here. Let me show you the flower. Lots and lots of flowers today. This is, I think this is even Evening Rose or something, another proven winners hibiscus, Summerific series. And then that's another hibiscus. That's a mallow hibiscus. That's from Monrovia. I'll put out the name. This one already has a tag. Let me show you. The tree farm one I planted this year. This is Aphrodite Rose of Sharon. Have some Gara in between. And have some pineapple lilies. This one is a, of course, it's a vine crop. It's, let me show you. Here is one fruit. This is a cantaloupe. And let me show you some big ones. Oh yeah, there. It's hiding nicely. That's a cantaloupe. I think construction of these cattle panels was one of our best ideas. Okay, we have some eggplants in that bed that are doing pretty well. This gets probably half days, I mean, it gets enough sun. You know, as your garden matures, you have less and less sun, so you have to deal with it. This one is a watermelon plant, and you can see watermelons hanging. I don't know whether this is going to last. Maybe it will, but this one surely will. Hopefully. Okay. I have to cut back. I have to seriously deadhead. All my plants need deadheading. Uh, a lot of them. So few things. So some salvia here, that one is a spirea. It's going to bloom next year. And then I have a lot of this frilly looking plant. I love them. They're Amsonia. I am going to plant them more forward. I have space here. I'm going to be planting more forward because this beautyberry, you see that it's fully loaded. It is growing huge. So I need to move those Amsonia here. I have 3 of them. This beautyberry, it produces sparkling, kind of fluorescent magenta colored berries in the fall, and the birds finish it up. It is beautiful. I got this one too as a free plant at a plant giveaway last year. This one is a fig tree. This one is a Little Miss Figgy, which is not little by any means. You can see figs there. It is my biggest fig tree. They were, and believe me, this fig and the Chicago hardy fig, which is this one, they were both planted at the same time. So it's this one supposed to be a dwarf fig. I guess it is loving its life here. I'm not complaining, but it's huge. And this one is the Chicago hardy, as I told you. Okay, and this is the one, I believe, the Natchez crepe myrtle or something like that. That's the flower. This is my Rangoon creeper. It lived the transfer. I transferred it from a pot to here. I don't see flowers yet. I'm hopeful. It flowered prolifically last year. But the fact that I could move it to the ground here is awesome. Okay, turning around. This area gets morning sun. This is my experimental garden. This is where I do a lot of my stuff, my iffy things that I plant here with that can get morning sun. Okay, this is a bay leaf. This one is little ragu, I think. It's doing really well. This is the Lisianthus that I planted from seed. Okay, some Cleomes. I always like them in the front to give a little bit of shade. And this year, this one self-seeded from 2 years ago. I let it be. I'm probably going to use this as cut flowers. This is a celosia. This one is hydrangea, but it is Hydrangea Incredible Sublime from Proven Winners. Planted it a year and a half ago. Last year it didn't flower. I think I planted it last spring. But this year I'm getting some blooms. These grow bigger, so I'm expecting these to grow a little bit big. I do have hostas here in Houston, and they are doing somewhat okay. It's just you have to give them shade, you have to give them the environment. So that's one. This is also sublime, but this one I don't expect flowers this year because I just planted it this spring. And this one also was planted last spring, so I have flowers. I need to plant something here in front of it for shade. My hostas are all flowering. Not that I plant hostas for the flowers, but I'll take it. They smell good. This is a Holy Grail hibiscus, which is shading this hosta here. This is looking awesome. I have 3 of these hostas. This one is a little more iffy because it's getting more sun, but there's another one there that looks beautiful. Then more purple pickety Lisianthus that I grew from seed. Veronica is still blooming. It was blooming from March. More of the Lisianthus. Some more Lisianthus. This is some Rudbeckia that is still blooming. I haven't even deadheaded it. This is a hydrangea that is coming to its end. This is white wedding hydrangea. I just planted it this last fall, I believe. This is a beautiful hydrangea. I transplanted it 3 times. This one is a charm. So this is a limelight hydrangea. You can look at the size of the blooms. It has so many bloom heads. So I had it in a lot of shade initially and it didn't do well. Then I planted it in a place where it got like 2-3 hours of sun, didn't do well. I moved it here where it gets sun till like 1 p.m. or something in the summer, and 1 or 2 p.m. it does beautifully. This is my lilac. My This is the rosy remove blooming lilac. It will bloom again in the fall. This is another hibiscus. It's a mallow hibiscus. It's my biggest one. I forgot the name. I'll put it up online, but it has the biggest blooms that I have. Oh, I can see a rose of Sharon that's self-seeded there. I'm going to put it in a pot and plant it somewhere else. I do like rose of Sharons. These are the purple Lysianthus. This one is my Clematis armandii. Let me put this branch on top. I think tried to put it here. Okay, I'm going to come and fix it. We have a lot of these which are like toad lilies here. This one is Itea or sweet shrub. This one is, I need to fertilize it again. I see signs of chlorosis. This one is a strawberry Sunday hydrangea. I'm sure this one is going to bloom. I'm sure that one's going to bloom as well. I have another hydrangea there. You can see the flowers. This one, beautiful. It looks, it's a sedum. It's in the autumn joy class, but this one is a proven winner sedum. I'll put the name up online. And then these are my pink gingers. They are doing so good. I still have to deadhead. That's a bad thing I haven't done yet. So these are the Maverick geraniums that I planted from seed. I got the seed from Swallowtail Seeds. I wanted coral, I got red. So that's a little thing that I'm mad about. I wanted Maverick coral and Maverick white, half and half. I got Maverick red and Maverick white. I didn't want red. I like red in my garden only if it's hibiscus. I typically try to avoid red. But that's okay. It still looks good. Okay, then let me show you this bed. I pulled out several of the Rudbeckias to make a little bit of breathing space for the hydrangeas. There's one there that already flowered. This bed, there's another one here, another one here, a one here. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hydrangeas here. This one I still haven't taken out the old blooms, but it's putting out new shoots. So I'm hopeful I get some more flowers. We'll see. My calla lilies are doing their best. I might get some cut flowers for inside. Now showing you my pots. Verbena does always good. This area looks beautiful. So I have Supertunia Bordeaux. I actually have one Bordeaux in this pot and 2 Bordeaux here. And then I have some Creeping Jenny as a trailer. And then I have some Merlin Coleus in the back. I always pull out the flowers when I see them. I don't like Coleus with flowers. I plant it for the foliage and I want to keep it that way. This is a ponytail palm. It used to be indoors. I put it outside now. I think it'll be far happier outdoors now. And this is a yucca, and this is another, I think this is the pineapple coleus. And then let me show you my beds that are surrounding my pergola. Supertunia Hoopla Vivid Orchid here with Queen Tut and Strawberry Drop Coleus and some Ageratum, Artist Blue Ageratum. That's all I have. Gets a little wild towards the end of the year. And on the top, I have 3 hanging baskets on 3 edges with Supertunia Hoopla Vivid Orchid. This side, I have Supertunia Bordeaux in 2 pots. This plant somehow is going more this way, needs fertilization now. That one is Supertunia Bordeaux Bubblegum, year 3. I have some Waikiki. Oh yeah, there it is. Some Waikiki Colocasia. I love that plant. Hope I get more of it there. This is sage or Russian sage. I have lots and lots of it here. And I have a Reddington Coleus there. Okay, I have to make some better space for it. I get ideas during the garden tour what I need to do and what I don't. I got ideas about weeding certain areas. Okay, today I'm going to plant this one. This is another hibiscus from Proven Winners. This one is Cookies and Cream. So I'm going to plant it. I'm thinking of the front. This is like a whitish colored one. And then I have some Miss Poppins. This is Berry Miss Poppins, and that is Mr. Poppins. You need both to get the berries. And this one is a Temple of Bloom, 7 Suns flowers. So I'll plant that. And this is one of my cuttings that took for Peggy Martin Rose. Showing you my potted tropicals. This is my kaffir lime. I didn't expect like 5 limes on this tiny plant, but we do have it. This is Alondra. My mango is now about 8 feet tall, and that's my Meyer lemon. Lots and lots of fruit. I think I counted at least 25 in there. This is a curry leaf plant, and that's my neem plant. Taking you to the front of my garden. Okay, this is a pink clematis starting to bloom. I see a lot of buds on top. And then this area, juniper is nicely there spreading. And then we have some Podocarpus. I have one here. I'll put the names up online. And then I have a camellia that is Jury's yellow. This is Osmanthus tree olive, the orange flowering one. Then I have a lot of white Superbena. This one is Tokyo Tower. For me, it's growing a little bit later than usual. And then I have a Styrax japonica there. It has already flowered for me. It's a weeping variety. So I put a stick there just to give it a little bit of height. That's another Podocarpus. This is my variegated gardenia, and there is my variegated hydrangea, which has already flowered once. And then this is my patch of elephant ears. I hope this one survives. This is a fir. And then I have some azalea here and there. These are starting to put on some blooms. My salvia, this is the Rock and Plain the Blue salvia. All of these suffered quite a bit of damage when we made the roof, when we reinstalled the roof. The rose is flowering again. That one is the Cordis rose. It's the veranda white rose. So I had to like take the thing, take all the salvias and kind of pull it and tie it to a T-post on each side. The Baptisia are done. This is another white pillar rose of Sharon. You have seen this before. This one is the Marken ginkgo that is doing awesome, as well as the Seryu Japanese maple that does awesome. This one, we have two camellias here. In between, we have a rose of Sharon. I have some pink. I think these are the pink ones. Um, Lisianthus here. I'll show some flowers if they are on the other side. I have to cut back all my flowers now. These are just one of each Supertunia bubblegum. So I'm going to cut back them. The roses are doing okay. They flower all year. This is just iceberg roses. Let me show you from this side. That's how my garden looks here. The trees are casting some shade in the front. And then I have Superbena pink cashmere here in the front, which looks awesome. Some of the gardenia are blooming. These are all jubilation gardenia from Southern Living Plants. Have some ageratum as well. Love the look of the pink cashmere. As you can see, the mums have taken a back seat now, and it's the verbena. These are Truffula pink gomphrena from Proven Winners that survived the winter and came back. This is, I'll put the name up online. This is also from Proven Winners. I have like, I think 4 clumps of it. So one here. This is, of course, strawberry. No, this is Wicked Witch coleus. I have one here, one on the other side. This area is somewhat paired, not wholly. I have one of those Silver Falls, another one there, and then we have another one here. These ones are Dragon Prince Cryptomeria. They're doing okay, pretty nice. Again, some Piketty Lisianthus that I planted in a line. And then these are more. I have some much of the same on the other side. Planted some daylilies here. These are some Supertunia bubblegums. Some of the David Austin roses are blooming again. I think this one is Roald Dahl and this one is Tranquility. But the blooms don't look like the spring blooms. These are some marigolds. I have to deadhead them seriously. Okay, so this is an Elysium. They have a hydrangea here that I may move somewhere else that gets a little more sun. This one is the one that I planted this year. This is the hydrangea Eclipse. And this one is an Acanthus. I see new branches coming out from the bottom. Okay, this one is of course my Texas Mountain Laurel, and this area gets the shade of this huge myrtle, crepe myrtle. It's the purple one. We're in Houston, so I don't mind whatever shade we can get. Okay, this is another, I think this one is the, I have to put the name up, but this is another Japanese maple. Okay, so hopefully you'll like my video. Tried to shoot it as early as possible, was about like 30 minutes late, but wanted to do it before the sun fully came on. But hopefully you'll enjoyed it, and if you did, do hit a like, and I do request you to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.